Hey there, my name's Jake, and this video is all about surfer's ear. Surfer's ear is a condition that you get when you expose your ear canal to cold water, and if you do it for long enough and regularly enough, you're going to start to see these bony growths growing in your ear canal. So rather than having a nice round ear canal where you can see the eardrum, over time you get these kind of lumps growing in there which start to block the ear canal, and when that happens, water can get in but it then struggles to get out, which leads to ear infections. It can lead to worse hearing because you don't have as much sound that's able to get down through to the workings of your ear. I started kayaking when I was 13 years old. Since that time, I've exposed my ear to a lot of cold water regularly. It was whitewater kayaking that I do. So you're going upside down, you're coming back up again, you're going upside down. And through this repeated ingress of cold water into the ear, I have ended up in a situation where I have surfer's ear. I'm 33 years old now. Probably around the age of 25, I started wearing earplugs, which does make a difference. So it's got to the point now where my left ear is so bad that I can't hear anything out of it. It's basically totally closed, and the right ear is not far behind. I've known that I probably will need the surgery at some point for quite some time, but I'm scared, or I have been scared to get the surgery because I also suffer from tinnitus, this very high-pitched ringing noise in your ears. I don't think it's related to the surfer's ear. But typically in the normal operation, what they tend to do is they slice around the back of your ear, they pull this forwards, then they use a drill in your ear to kind of remove these bony spurs, and typically they're in there for 3 hours with a very noisy drill, and it can lead to hearing loss and worse tinnitus, which I'm terrified to have. I've done a lot of research into it, and I found that there is an alternative method to this drilling. And what they do is they can go in directly through the ear canal. They use these little micro chisels. There's maybe only 20 or so surgeons in the world that can do this, especially when it's quite advanced, which it is in both my ears. After doing extensive research on the internet, I came across a surgeon called Martin Young. He's based in South Africa in a small town called Knysna, which is not so far from Cape Town. Martin is one of the world's leading chisel surgeons, and he's done over 800 ears. Martin was kind enough to offer me an online telephone consultation. In this time, I found it incredibly informative, and by the end of the telephone call, I was convinced that he was the surgeon I would like to do my ears. Within 2 weeks, I was flying to South Africa.
Welcome to you. Long journey, man. Long trip.
Long trip indeed. Where are we going?
Where the magic happens.
Okay.
Come in.
Wonderful.
Grab a seat. The drill we all know. Well, those of us who know realize that you will get long-term damage from the drill. The drill noise plus the noise of suctioning. It's between 100 and 120 decibels. At 100 dB, we know from research done by the occupational health guys working in industry looking at noise-induced hearing loss, that at 100 decibels, your safe period of time is 15 minutes. At 110, it drops down to 5 minutes. At 120, it's 2 minutes. Okay? So after those times, your likelihood of getting noise-induced deafness, which is lifelong, goes up significantly. So best case scenario, within 15 minutes, you're risking noise-induced hearing loss. So the drill surgeons give the right recommendations when they say leave it as long as possible. Whereas the chisel surgeons say, the moment you start having trouble, like water trapping, getting infections, that's the right time to do it, because it's generally you're not yet totally closed. The surgery is a little bit less demanding if you're not totally closed.
Okay.
Now that doesn't mean we can't do people who are totally closed.
Probably like myself, I guess.
Well,
we'll find out.
Look in a moment or so.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't we go over there and we'll just
let's take have a look at that.
Just clearing away some wax there, right? your left ear is totally closed over, right? I mean, there's no opening over there whatsoever. It's totally closed. It's red, it's inflamed. Now's the time. All right. That's my drum. I have a little bit of surface, one tiny one, causing no trouble whatsoever. But we can see the whole drum there. All right. You go into your right side now.
Mine.
This is yours.
Oh yeah, not much going on in there.
You've got two large ones left and right, which are now growing close. All right. Okay. Kind of almost totally closed.
It's like a very small opening, but in general,
very small.
Pretty closed.
Pretty closed, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that is why I'm here.
That's why you're
Yeah.
Your risks of leaving it like it is now is a lot higher than the risks of doing it with the chisel method. All right. Okay. Now, this is not to say it's not doable using the drill. Yes, it is. Any drill surgeon would say, yes, come and let's book you in and do it. It's just that they would normally do 1 year at a time, take some 3 or so hours normally.
Per ear.
Yeah. The major issue is that there's no one in any university training institute that I know of worldwide that is teaching the chisel method, because they don't know it. There's about 20 of us worldwide that are capable of doing this.
So we are at the little surgery here in Knysna. Very beautiful place, Knysna. It's looking forward to exploring here over the next couple of days once I've had the surgery done. This is just a little day clinic. So yeah, hop in and go meet some people and get this done.
My name is Anthea. I'm the facility manager of the Advanced Knysna Day Hospital, where we provide quality patient care. We have nice clean facilities, and we have doctors, very high-tech doctors that works at Advanced Knysna Surgical Center, who does all our day surgery, which include ENT surgery, orthopedic surgery, as well as general surgery. Into the theatre here. This is basically the operating theatre, prep for the next case.
Things I wish I'd probably done better would have been wearing earplugs more religiously from a younger age, and I think that is important. Prevention with anything is always usually better than the cure, right? So I guess, yeah, doing that. And I think I wish I'd got this surgery done sooner, now that I know that the implications of the chisel surgery are not that dramatic if you have it done very early. So I think that's something to consider. If you've started to get surface ear and it's not that bad, then I'd recommend reaching out to an ENT surgeon who does the chisel technique and see if you're a viable candidate for it, and to get it done before it gets more complicated. I think the more that the bone has grown over, the less they can see your ear canal, and then the more likely there is to be complications such as rupturing eardrum or nicking the facial nerve or these kind of things. So better to get it done earlier than later. Off we go.
Straight on in.
Look at you scrubbed up quickly.
Surgeon ready and waiting.
So this is looking into my right ear. The first thing that Martin's going to do is take this very small blade and cut the skin from the bone and peel that back to expose the bone, which is the thing he's then going to start chiseling. Martin has a big selection of different tools he uses throughout the operation. Here, this is a 3mm wide chisel that he's starting to chisel the bone off. And you can see that he does it in quite small pieces, so he's not trying to take off one large piece. He's taking off lots of little pieces so that he can do it in good control. Martin uses a novel technique where he holds a camera in one hand rather than the microscope, the chisel in the other, and then the nurse does the tapping of the hammer onto the chisel. So again here you can see quite clearly how the bone kind of peels off. It comes off in layers, and that's because it grows in layers. So the bone actually works very well for this chiseling method. The other tool that gets used quite extensively is this scraper, which means he can work in very delicate areas. So we can really start to see now how my ear canal is becoming much wider, and at the back of that you can start to see my eardrum. He's now flattening out the skin, putting that on there so that can heal and grow back up over the bone. And finally he places these small dressings inside the ear canal. These swell and push the skin back onto the bone, holding it there for a day or two. Moving on to my left ear, you can really see that it's nearly completely closed off. So this is a before shot, and then this is an after shot. Due to the fact that the ear was infected for at least 3 months before the surgery, the skin was already quite inflamed and hard to work with. This swelling will go down and give me a far bigger opening in my ear canal than what currently is being shown.
Just getting up out of bed, getting out the scrubs, and getting changed. You can see it's like some little things across my ears there, but I feel pretty good actually. A little giddy still from the anaesthetic, but otherwise pretty good. Absolutely no pain in the left ear, and oh thank you, got some shoes coming past me. Maybe a little bit of pain in the right jaw, but really not much. It's a day clinic, it's a day surgery, ready to go back to the hotel, and seems all pretty good. Just changing the cotton pad because it's leaking gunk, which he said was going to be totally normal. Just doing that now. First thing to do and getting back from the hospital. Martin's very kindly come and picked me up this morning from my little Airbnb, and we are going to remove the internal wadding that he's put in there. Maybe we'll get the man to tell us about this. He knows far more.
So we use dressings that go in right up next to the drum, plus the loose bits of skin flaps which we put in. Those dressings swell up, they're medicated, they swell up and they help attach the skin next to the drum. But leaving them a day pretty much is long enough to do that. The trouble that they do cause leaving them is a bit of deafness, and most people find that deafness quite unpleasant. So what I do normally, 1 to 2 days afterwards, is I come in and just clean away the dressings, which is our process now.
How did you feel it went yesterday?
It went well. There was a challenge. I mean, your right ear was great, but your left ear kept me busy. Yeah.
And that was just because it was so grown over?
And grown over and closed, yeah.
What was it like behind, because obviously I've been having quite a lot of deafness from it and stuff. Was there stuff up against the eardrum and gunk?
Yeah, lots of that. In here. For many people, they say that's the worst part of the whole process.
Just this bit here.
Yeah.
I mean, that it's made my eyes water a little bit, but not because it was vastly painful. It's just having something in there, and
exactly.
It's noisy, and it's more. You're more scared of the idea of it hurting.
Yeah.
I think.
We're going to just let that shut down. Okay. You are done, sir.
Wow. Well, I've definitely experienced worse things in my life. That wasn't so bad. I can hear. Wow, I can hear out both my ears. That's so weird.
This whole process is usually the worst process for most guys. Through the whole
thing.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope that's the case. This is weird because I'm hearing the echo in the room in my left ear, and I've definitely not heard properly out my left ear since December. What are we in now? March. So 3 months. That's quite bizarre, and I've probably not heard properly out of it for much longer than that. So very strange. How does it look in there?
It looks good. Well, it's the lining which is in there is very red. It's inflamed. It's 10 times swollen from a normal. There's bits of blood. There's bits of gunge. So it normally looks horrible, right? But normally so. And the first week or 10 days, it's not something I would necessarily want to show you because it doesn't look great. But suddenly around the 2 week or so process, that swelling goes down, the bits of skin closes over and heals, and then you have a normal ear, largely. It takes maybe 6 weeks to 3 months to look totally normal. Following the drill surgery, they find it's painful, of course. They find ringing, tinnitus much worse than deafness. And many of the drill guys leave plugs in for 6 weeks. And that's one reason why you should not do 2 ears at the same time, because drill-wise, because to make them deaf for 6 weeks it's a massive burden. As a medical tourist, in a sense, you're coming out to a nice place to do things.
I honestly feel like I could go mountain biking today or go for a run. Like,
Don't.
I'm not saying that I will, but yeah, 100% could, go for a nice walk, go to a wine farm, enjoy myself, hang out with friends. I actually ended up coming by myself because everyone was busy who's in my life.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because I'd like to enjoy it with them whilst I'm here. But I had said to them, like, maybe if you come, we'll just be sitting around a hotel room. And touch wood, this isn't going to change, but how I feel right now is that 100% I could go do something nice with the day. And that's only the first day of surgery.
So why don't we go have a breakfast then?
Yeah, that sounds lovely.
At one of nicest breakfast venues. Place to travel around the world to come and have a quick medical problem fixed, eh?
This is really something else. I knew it was going to be beautiful here, but this is absolutely stunning. The bay opens up just there, I guess like a little harbour entrance, natural harbour entrance. Opens into this stunning lagoon, which I can't wait to go explore a bit more. Wow. Knysna is a super beautiful place. It's a great place to hang out. I'm looking forward to spending the day here tomorrow. It's a great harbour to hang out in. You can go out on boats, lots of beaches to go sit on, and then a whole bunch of walks as well. I can't believe how active I've been today. I've been probably more active than I should, but been really non-stop on the go, seeing things, doing things, meeting people. It's just great, and pain-wise, it's been really minimal. Day 3 of recovery?
Day 3.
And
Day 3.
so far no problems at all. So this is the second clean now that we're doing.
In terms of what it's meant to look like, it looks absolutely great.
Oh, just saw that one.
We're done.
That's
All right.
great. Well, that was that was quick. That took all
Quick
of
and
about
easy.
5 seconds. Second cleanup done. Very minimal in any kind of pain. So great.
Most people within 3 weeks are well enough healed that if they can keep themselves dry using blue tack plugs, most of them can go back again into the water. So their downtime from water sports is usually less than 3 or so weeks.
So I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the other side of the experience, which is using the private healthcare system in South Africa. So in this case, Martin, he teams up with the advanced surgery here in Knysna. And I've been super impressed with the facility. It's really, really clean, feels very modern. The staff are very, very friendly, and the service they provide was really well priced. I'll give a bit of a price breakdown. 3. Stood on top of Table Mountain in Cape Town. Drove over yesterday on day 3, and today walked up here, which is a good 700 meters hike or something. Pretty windy, and yeah, feeling really good. Happy to be in South Africa on a holiday now, despite only having surgery 4 days ago. Impressive. This is so fun. Beautiful coastal road. Headed over to Stellenbosch today. Not sure if I'm saying that right, but amazing, beautiful place. Hired myself a bike. Great enduro riding, really cool. It's day 7 of the recovery, and I just feel totally normal. And yeah, having the best of times. Yesterday I had my final consultation with Martin. Felt like saying goodbye to a friend or something. Quite funny, really. Such a nice guy. Also met another surfer who had just had his ear done the day before or something, and he was doing great. He was just on his first day of recovery.
I feel good. I think just a little wobbly from the anesthetic, but feeling strong. Yeah.
Cool. Just having the best holiday now. Such a cool country. Day 8 after surgery. Flying off Table Mountain. Beautiful. Yeehaw! Making a little mini cross country. Oh, what an adventure. We just landed here on this beach with people surfing. Last day in South Africa, put some blue tack in and went for a little surf. I think I kept the ears pretty dry. Day 8 of recovery, I guess, or 9. And man, what a trip. It's been so good. And yeah, amazing to get in the water. Probably wasn't really meant to, but I think it's fine. Not had any pain. And yeah, what a way to finish.
It's now been 3.5 weeks since I had the surgery. Since returning home, I've continued to have 0 pain and no complications. The tinnitus that I already had in my ears has not got any worse, and there's been no noise-induced hearing loss. For me, the surgery has been a massive success and has gone far beyond my expectations of how quickly I'd recover. For anyone that's looking to get surgery done to help fix their surfer's ear, I would 100% recommend that you look into the Chisel technique.